C.O. Cannon here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another Indie Connection. Today I'd like to tell you about some indie books that you might enjoy if you're a fan of Colleen Hoover and It Ends With Us. The first book I have for you is called A Place Without You by Jewel E. Ann. She is his student. Sometimes fate is forbidden. Everything feels temporary when you've experienced tragedy, until Hannah Lane meets Bodhi at a music festival. Young and spontaneous, they have a lust for seizing the moment, falling hard and fast. When Bodhi is forced to leave without a goodbye, Hannah thinks she'll never get over him. But then she meets Mr. Malone, her sexy new guidance counselor. They are reckless. They are forbidden. Hannah has to choose between finishing school, banned from seeing Mr. Malone, or dropping out to follow her nomad dreams. Hannah chooses her dreams. Life is not a destination or a journey. Some things are more than temporary. Forbidden can never be ignored. But if she returns for him, will he still be hers? The second book I have for you is called It Seemed Like a Good Idea at the Time by Kylie Scott. Returning home from her father's wedding was never going to be easy for Adele. If being sent away at 18 hadn't been bad enough, the mess she left behind when she made a pass at her dad's business partner sure was. 15 years older than her, Pete had been her crush for as long as she could remember. But she'd misread the situation, confusing friendliness for undying love. Awkward. Add her father to the misunderstanding, and Pete was left with a broken nose and a business on the edge of ruin. The man had to be just as glad as everyone else when she left town. 7 years later, things are different. Adele is no longer a kid, but a fully grown adult more than capable of getting through a wedding and being polite. But all it takes is seeing him again to bring back those old feelings. Sometimes first loves are the truest. The third book I have for you is called Assumed by M.H.R. Greer. When her friend Sandy asks for help, Ann Wilson leaves her small, lonely life in Miami for the picturesque island of St. Martin. But as soon as she arrives, Sandy is murdered, and her death exposes lies. An alias, a secret past, stolen money. Suspected of murder and trapped on the island, Anne is shocked when a cryptic message arrives. Find the money, take it, and run. She follows Sandy's trail of obscure clues, desperate for proof of her innocence, and must decide if she can trust the two men who offer help. The dark, mysterious Brit, or the American with a wide grin in a pickup truck. When memories resurface, dark truths she'd rather leave buried and forgotten, her past becomes intertwined with her present. Her only way forward is to face her own secrets. And the last book I have for you is called All My Nevers by Diana Nixon. Not all fairy tales are bathed in magic. Some are dipped in tears, grief, and blood. And mine? It was submerged in all of the above. 3 years ago, leaving San Fernando felt like the best way out of the mess I was neck deep in. An addict to all things forbidden, I betrayed everyone I loved and watched my little sister pay for my sins with her life. An escape felt like a blessing, so I ran away and let the ashes of my past drift behind me. That is why returning to my hometown was never on the menu, nor was falling in love with my childhood friend, whose heart had been irreparably broken by yours truly. But my father's death turned out to be a twist I wasn't expecting, and I had no choice but to come back home, face my demons, and head the family and what was left of my father's business. My new life was hell on earth. Everyone hated me, and I loved the only girl I knew would never be mine. Okay, that's all for me this week. I'll see you next week on Indie Connection. Bye.